Hey there, everybody. Daver here, and welcome to Grapple-Sauce. Don't you forget, before we get too far into it, elbow drop that like button, powerbomb that subscribe button, and leave a damn comment. We want to know what you're thinking, anything wrestling related. What do you got? What do you want us to talk about? What do you want us to review? And yeah, hi Chandler. Hi Chad.
I forgot. I haven't been on a Dynamite review in a couple weeks, so this is exciting. And this one wasn't a bad Dynamite. We had a couple good promos. You know, I've come to realize that these after pay-per-view shows, especially for AEW, everyone's banged up. They need a little bit of a rest, which is cool. That's fine. But not a lot of stories were progressed, unfortunately, for All In. But it was still a good show. What about you, Chad?
Yeah, I was texting Dave during that whole opening segment. I was like, I was loving it. I thought the storytelling and the acting was amazing. I felt a little bit swerved in a good way. I thought this was going to be their assemble the Avengers moment, but it was just more like conflict and deep character storytelling. And I was like, this is awesome. It that definitely hit me in the right way. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm still sticking to my guns, and I think it's all building to Hangman losing.
Yeah, you're not the only one in this show that thinks that way, Chad. I'll tell you that much. But God, would I like to be wrong? I would like to do our all-in review and eat my humble pie and say I was wrong. Hangman won. Whether they pivoted or this was the plan all along, I don't care. They did it. Hangman's the champ. But yeah, I just don't believe it.
Oh yeah,
Just don't
spoiler
believe it.
alert for predictions. I'm going all in on Mox. So if I lose predictions because of that, I'll be a happy man.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah.
I will say I genuinely was a big fan of the Tony Storm Monet one.
Oof.
And that's one where I'm like, oh, I'm all for going behind Storm. Like even if Monet wins, which I don't think will happen, but I think there's a chance of it happening, I won't be as disappointed as I will be at the, result I expect with Hangman.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How about you, Dave? What was your favorite part of the show?
Well, man, I gotta give it to the venue and the crowd. Like, again, kind of a smaller coliseum. People were hyped. People are into it. The smaller the venue, the more people want to be there that bought a ticket. So, yeah, I gotta give them props. They don't need to be in a big giant stadium or a big giant venue every week, and I appreciate that. I'm glad they figured that out. But yeah, we had a big debut that had no time to breathe, that felt rushed. Um, I'm into it. I think she's cool. I've never seen a match that she's been in, but the whole freaking creepy upside down spider thing's all right. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that they're. I don't know if it's shoot or not because I don't know much about Tekla, but it's interesting that they're running with she put her hands on her boss and an official for the company. Like I don't know if that's real or not, but like that would be like if CM Punk showed up in WWE, they're like he got fired for beating someone up in front of his last boss, but that would require WWE to acknowledge AEW, and they really don't like doing that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. I mean, would it be weird if her and Hater are at All In? I don't think that's.
I think
I mean,
I think they have so much time they can do a quick little initial feud and then roll into something bigger, maybe.
Man, I don't want Hater being beat right after losing to Monet.
yeah, you do need a second women's match at All In at the very least, because we already have unless Monet is going to pull double duty, which they haven't at all teased that, so I wouldn't expect it. But you're going to need someone to wrestle or some other pair. And if you're not going to do Willow and Marina, Tekla and Hater's not a bad shout.
True. But yeah, we got a couple scary injury, almost botches that kind of freaked me out. Harley Cameron and Anna Jay appear to have broken their noses.
It's kind of crazy that they both broke their noses in the same match, and they're on the same team.
Maybe they're trying to tell a story. Maybe they're gonna start wearing the Cody Rhodes
Didn't Harley
dashing.
Cameron already do that though, or was that Harley Graham? Am I just confusing that for when she wore that mask?
Yeah, I don't think she wore a nose guard
Yeah, I
that I
don't
can
think so.
remember.
It made I will say it made Harley Cameron look pretty badass at the end when she was like trying to still fight back with a broken nose. It made her look really cool. Kind of
Yeah.
like Becky Lynch back in the day. So accidental kudos to that.
Yeah, yeah, that man. As soon as Harley Cameron hit the steel steps, the ref is like, "Doc," like,
Yeah. I thought he said like done, done, done. And I was like, oh, is it so bad that he's calling the match? But I was like, oh, it's Doc. But still, it's you don't hear him that frantic. And I don't know if it was real or not, but the way she screamed, I was like, oh my God, she actually died. She's dead. It's for real. But
yeah,
hopefully she can recover soon. 'Cause I don't want Harley Cameron to miss All In.
no,
No,
man,
yeah, she's been still great for months now. Which is,
yeah,
especially with somebody in that sort of goofy wrestling sphere, like that doesn't always happen. It's usually like a couple of weeks flash in the pan and they fizzle. But she's kind of maintaining some longevity. So yeah, hope she's okay and makes a quick return.
yeah. Then we got that scary power bomb on the apron botch from Kyle
Oof.
Fletcher to Adam Cole. Uh, Thought for sure he hit his head, but it was just the elbow, and his hair just kind of like grazed it. And the way they went to commercial right after that happened, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
no.
Oh,
Did you
he's
even hear
dead.
Don Callis? Didn't he say, I need to go check on Adam Cole? Did you hear him?
Yeah,
Did I hear that right?
I think, yeah, there's one of the commentators was like, "Oh my!" Like they took it. Maybe Taz took it pretty seriously, and I don't know. I like to believe that Taz isn't always in on it, so he's like, "Oh no!" Like he gets like
yeah.
really into it, and then he's like, "Oh no, they worked me. They
Well,
worked
I
me."
mean, to be fair, like you watch that in real time, it looks like he died. Like the only way people knew was like you said, they went like you slowed it down frame by frame, and I was like, oh, thank God. But if you're just sitting there
Yeah,
ringside, you're like, oh no, we just witnessed a man die.
I really don't. I don't ever do that, but this was like one of those things where it's like, this is such a nasty bump. I kind of felt like I had to check. So sorry to people that cared, but I did frame by frame it.
Yeah, no, that's how I found out it was on Twitter today. People were doing the exact same thing. Like, because I was like, holy geez, like, how was he walking at the end?
You know,
Yeah.
as much as I'm not enjoying Adam Cole, I don't want him to have a broken neck. That might be
That's fair.
shocking, but I don't want him to have a broken neck. But if I had kept watching the show and seen him attack Fletcher, I would have known then. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the nitty-gritty here. They're in El Paso, Texas. Like I said, I like the venue, hot crowd. Um, we got Hangman Adam Page coming out. He's wearing the Owen Hart belt, which God, I wish like everyone would just wear it like till they
Yeah.
lose it or till the tournament starts. But
It's actually one of the nicer looking belts they have.
it like looked like a big giant like cowboy belt buckle on him. Like it was great. Uh, but yeah, Paige is in the ring. He says triumph is fleeting, but so is defeat. The past 3 years, he lost sight of that. He's not. Uh, it's not the win or the loss. It's what you decide to do with it that matters. He thanks Will Ospreay for the fight of his life. He says Ospreay is the type of man that can carry the company. He returns the Owen Hart belt because he knows someone's going to win it next year. Yeah, that kind of bummed me out. He said he looks forward to the uh, All Elite Wrestling Men's World Championship. 7 months, the belt has been hidden away in a briefcase. The title was to be a shining light, a beacon to show the world what these 3 letters meant, because it was about competition, it was about creativity, it was about compassion, passion, the human dignity in which we all treat each other. He told everyone on day one the fans would be his boss. He makes a promise in 7 weeks in Texas he will win the AEW World Championship. He will free it from that briefcase and hold it above his head for all the world to see. He will carry and defend it with every ounce of his being. Then he's interrupted by Swerve Strickland, his mortal enemy. Swerve plays a video package of the Young Bucks saying they cost Swerve the world title for Hangman Page. He says at Dynasty he had the match won, but Page was in the ring that night. What a coincidence. He asked Adam Page if what the Bucks said was true. Page calls Swerve a dumbass. Page says he locked eyes with Moxley and actually thought about helping Swerve. Hangman Page says if he wanted to cost Swerve the world championship, uh, he would have done it. Swerve calls bullshit. They get in each other's face. And then out comes the mediator, Will Ospreay. He tells Swerve he's wrong about Adam Page. He said Page shook his hand like a man, looked him in his eyes, and he could see he cares about AEW. He tells Swerve that he did the same thing for him one time. People are starting to believe in AEW again. It's not me. Uh it's not me, it's not you, it's him. And he points to Adam Page. Ospreay wants to work together. Swerve isn't having it. He knocks the microphone out of Ospreay's hand and says, I will never trust him. And he storms off. Then Page storms off too. Yeah, man, a lot of tension. Dude, I thought they were gonna make up.
Yeah, I thought this was our assemble the Avengers moment, and we are going to go off and fight the stinky Death Riders, and this is far more interesting.
Yeah. My only issues with it, because I unfortunately remember too much about this company. Why is Swerve just like bringing this up now? Why didn't he bring it up like the day after Destiny or Dynasty? I know he was like, "Oh, I'm going buck hunting," and he was teaming up with Joe and shit. But like, why wasn't this about Hangman then? And like, Hangman is kind of true. Swerve is a dumbass for thinking Hangman
Oh
was working with the Bucks because he attacked Moxley. So like, why would he attack Moxley? Wouldn't he just attack Swerve? Right?
yeah,
Like,
and honestly, like he played that video. Just watch it. The Young Bucks are so disingenuous and smarmy. It's like clearly they're saying that to fuck with him.
yeah. Yeah, it was weird. And then the other weird thing is like it's also odd that Will Ospreay's the one coming out to be like, yeah, Hangman Adam Page, he's such a good or he cares about this company like you. And I'm like, I kind of wish this was coming from someone who's been in AEW a little bit more. Like I know they're keeping him hidden away for specific reasons, but like it's almost like Danielson would have been better because like
Ooh.
they've both had big matches with him and they've both, I don't know, maybe not is the same, but I don't know. That's the only other thing, but it was still a good promo. But it still begs the question, what are Swerve and Osprey doing at All In? Are they gonna fight each other, or are they gonna team up? What do y'all think?
Ooh.
I never thought of them teaming up, but that isn't
Well,
bad. Take on the Hurt
only
Syndicate.
I was only saying that because I was saying, oh, Swerve and Hangman versus the Young Bucks, and so it's like, well,
Yeah,
I don't know what the Young Bucks are gonna do at All In anymore.
yeah,
So
that
what if
that could be
it's
the
Swerve and
plan,
Osprey?
like to cancel them out. Kind of like how the Bloodline was eventually that, where you sort of had to have a counter for everybody. That could
Mhm.
be maybe that's what the how it turns out.
Yeah. The Young Bucks were mentioned in this promo. Swerve, even though he beat them at Double or Nothing, he still has beef with the Bucks.
Yeah.
So maybe him and Osprey. I don't know.
I'd be down
Yeah,
for that. That'd be probably fantastic. 5-star match.
yeah.
Would have been
I'm
7.25 in the Tokyo Dome.
True.
um but yeah, man, I enjoyed all of this. Like Hangman Page can deliver his point like no other. Like I think he should be in Hollywood. Like he should get a TV role or something pretty
He should get an
soon. And
Emmy at least.
Yeah.
Like I know wrestling's hokey and most fits silly, but like, good lord, Hangman's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, give him an Emmy, and I'll never ask for another wrestler to get any normal award again.
I could
It's
see him with a
Hangman.
standing role on Walker, Texas Ranger. That's still a
Ooh,
thing, right?
yeah, with the
yeah,
guys from Supernatural.
yep. But yeah, I enjoy all of this. And like what you were talking about, Chandler, like why didn't Swerve address any of this after Dynasty? Like you gotta suspend that disbelief. Like a wrestler just has a one like focused
Yeah,
target mind, Like
and
he's like the Young
it's
Bucks.
yeah. The Young Bucks were the ones who did it, and Hangman didn't have this title opportunity until after, And it's like Swerve's just forgetting that Hangman did have to win a whole tournament, and he did have to like beat Will Ospreay and beat Kyle Fletcher and whoever he fought in that first round. Uh, uh, Josh Alexander, that's right. So,
Yeah.
it's not like it was free. It's not like he beat the frat party and he got a Moxley World title shot. No, he beat adequate people. So, but that's why it's the drama.
Yeah. I'm into it, man. Like this is so much more interesting, like you said, Chad, than them just like kissing up and
Yeah.
being buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually it'll probably get there, but it'll just be so much more impactful if they, have some struggle along the way.
Mhm.
I'm going to say it. Sometimes you do have to look your audience in the camera and ask, can they coexist? And that's what we're doing right now. We are legitimately asking, can Swerve, Osprey, and Hangman coexist? And I will tell you, with a collision spoiler that we'll get to, they might not be able to coexist.
Ooh, color
Oh.
me intrigued.
You're going to have to stick around for the collision discussion afterwards.
Nice.
Um, but yeah. I thought this was a good opening to Dynamite. After all that shenanigans, we got a recap of Anarchy in the Arena. Then we got the Death Riders pulling up. They enter the arena. We're going to Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and Marina Shafir versus Willow Nightingale, Speedball Mike Bailey, and my boy Mark Briscoe, the most underrated dude on the roster. Uh, God, what a guy! Still sporting the mohawk. Love it.
I hope he keeps
Um,
that.
yeah, absolutely. Um, But yeah, Moxley ends up giving Briscoe a paradigm shift, then gets him in the Bulldog choke for the win. The bad guys get the win on this one. Uh, yeah, were there any moments that stood out to you, gentlemen?
I was kind of annoyed at all the run-ins. Like, I get it, it's a Death Riders match, but I'm also like, if I don't know, it just feels contrived at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because they've just been doing the Bloodline story, and so we had the Bloodline, and people got sick of it, and so then AEW was like, let's do the Bloodline. And even in like these trios matches, we need a bunch of run-ins. And like, I'm sure it's fun for the live crowd. Like if I was there, I'd be like, oh, it's Claudio. Oh no. And oh, it's Commander. Yippee. And like, I'm sure it's a lot more fun for the live crowd. And you can't do anything too exciting because again, they just had a pay-per-view, and like most of these people had an insanely, I think all 6 of these people had a very hard match on Sunday, except for
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd, but he still took bumps. So like they all put in a shift on Sunday. So even them wrestling is pretty admirable, but it wasn't the best match.
Yeah. For me, it was like an attempt at a popcorn match, but it was I kind of zoned out. Like I was super neutral about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of echo your sentiments on that for sure.
Well, and then like they have this crazy sprawling 6-person tag match, and then the next match is a 4-women tag match with no rules, and like the whole show was kind of like produced weirdly. And I was remembering a spot from that match that I liked, and I almost said it was like, wait, that's the women match. This is the next one. So yeah, I got nothing for this, unfortunately.
There was a moment that I just like laughed at and didn't really love. Like Moxley got kicked in the head from Mike Bailey and does this like goofy hobbling, like teetering, cartoony thing trying to get a tag, and like, oh, it did not work, man. It looked so dumb to me.
Moxley's very like he's either one of the best sellers or the worst sellers. Like I think back to him doing the GTS spot with Punk at All Out a couple years ago where he hit the first one and then he fell over, and it looks so natural, and it's like it's kind of a contrived spot, but they do it so perfectly it looks like really good.
Yeah.
And then like in this one where he's like, whoa, like a little Shawn Michaels in that Hogan match. Um, so yeah, I would
Although
agree with
I do have
Dave.
one positive thing to say, at least they're not doing the petty criminal bullshit anymore. No more like kidnappings or bleach or
For
that
now,
that stuff was really killing me. I think that's part of why I don't hate that shit so much anymore.
you
I
just
still
wait
want them to
until they
drop the
kidnap
kid.
Osprey. They're gonna kidnap Osprey, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no, we gotta shave our bro."
And force feed him Vegemite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, for me, the Death Riders are much more tolerable and digestible than they were when they were doing that disinfectant shit and the
Yeah,
kidnapping, like you're talking about. Like they're
yeah.
they're
Excellent
they're
way to put it.
better. Yeah.
Digestible. I like that.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we got Chris Statlander watching in the back. She's still kind of in the peripheral of the Willow situation, which is cool. They're keeping the women's division, living, breathing, which yeah, I'm all for it.
What if? So we're talking about this elusive other women's match that we gotta have. Um, Willow and Chris, because they gotta
Ooh.
team up, right? They've been kind of keeping that in the
I,
background.
I think I know
Willow
where
and
you're
Chris
going with this.
versus Marina, and I don't know. Marina's not really working with any other women right now, but I don't think it's that hard to like just put Megan Bain in there or any other heel woman on the roster. Julia Hart, like I don't think you have to stretch that hard to find another heel that you could fit with
Is
Marina
the
Shafir.
timeline fit? Could it be Shayna Baszler?
I wouldn't say no. I
Yeah,
don't know if she has a 90-day no compete, but I wouldn't say no.
They're friends.
that'd be interesting. I hadn't considered that, but I'd be up for it.
Yeah, that's been floating out there that she would, join the Death Riders if she debuted. Think that'd be fun.
I see. I just want the. Apparently, she does have a 90-day no compete clause after her release, so I don't think she'll be there for
What day
All
was
In.
the
It was
big
definitely last month, but I will look at that specifically. But I want
yeah.
to say it was definitely last month. Yeah, May 2nd, 2025. So it hasn't even been a whole month.
Yep. So yeah, that won't fit.
It was a good idea. It was a really good idea. It's just unfortunate that it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that Yuta run in basically caused the good guys to lose. Yeah, same old, same old. Oh, I did like that commander spot where he took out Claudio. That was the crowd loved that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Man,
He ain't
that's got to mean he landed a good blow on Claudio. Commander's got to win on Collision, right?
he ain't beating Claudio, man. No
Okay,
way.
okay. I'll say one Collision spoiler. The first match on the show, Claudio defeated Commander. No.
Oh no, shock Pikachu face.
I'm
Okay.
interested in the Mina Shirakawa match, and then I just saw they had a Okada Anthony Bowens, which I know who's winning that, but uh I think they messed up the Anthony Bowens return pretty bad.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like it was all figured out, and the only issue was he just doesn't need daddy ass, so stop having
Yep.
Billy Gunn orbit him. And then they're like, okay, we'll just pull them both from TV. And it's like, but maybe this Okada match is like, all right, we're gonna have you face real big stars, and we're gonna see how you lose to them.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a Hurt Syndicate backstage promo. Basically, MJF is talking about they were able to keep the tag titles. He wants his Triple B back. I almost saw Bobby give him a little look when he was talking about the Triple B. But yeah, MJF is fitting in pretty nicely. I'm not complaining about it. Uh, I think it's fun. I think the whole thing has been a really, really fun uh, storyline. And again, I'm always looking forward to see where it goes. So keep it coming.
Yeah. Do you think what if? Okay, because I kind of have what I was wanting before Double or Nothing, and then I just kind of have another idea that's a little kooky. Because what I wanted before Double or Nothing was they do the breakup around Double or Nothing, like right around now, I would say. And then they do Bobby Lashley and MJF at the pay per view because that's just a match I genuinely want to see. Um, and like that's two pretty big stars in AEW. Homegrown AEW and Bobby Lashley. Maybe MJF cheats and gives him his first loss. I don't know. But what if leading up to the match, like everything's fine, they have a match with like FTR, just because we don't know what FTR is doing. It's gonna be FTR and Hurt Syndicate at All In, right? Um, Bobby Lashley gets injured. They attack him, and then MVP gets injured. So Shelton Benjamin needs a tag partner, and they freebird it with MJF, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, that one I don't know, and I'm just throwing all this shit out because it's not like they told us or hinted at what they're doing at All In. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of just throwing stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then MJF defends it in a handicap match against the Righteous.
Oh yeah, and Shelton Benjamin gets injured. They bring back the Righteous just so they can do MJF versus the Righteous one more time. But yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, we get a little pre-match promo from Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. She
Almost
says,
a little stretch.
yeah,
That was like
a
a
couple words.
pre-match sentence.
Yeah. Uh, Penelope Ford says Cameron and Anna Jay cheated. And Megan Bain says they are her next sacrifice. At least she's talking now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
No,
happy
I
about
thought,
that.
she says just enough. Like it's usually one quick sentence and it usually works with her character. So
Yeah. Then we got Ricochet backstage. He's still on a quest for gold, but he's looking around at the Death Riders, the Hurt Syndicate. He needs a group. He needs some loyal subjects. He needs a crew. Ooh. Um, Hopefully it
top
is the
flight.
crew.
It's top flight, isn't
The
it?
righteous.
the
Ricochet and
frat
the
the
righteous.
frat
It
the
rolls
frat
off.
party.
I would not be against the frat party and Ricochet.
Oh,
They'd
it would
be
be
so
so douchey.
insufferable.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
But really, I hope it is Action Andretti and Leo Rush. I think that would be a perfect fit. High flyers, uh, cocky attitude. Yeah, I'm all for it. I think it'll be great. They can challenge for the trio titles and lose at some point.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Dude, I love Ricochet. I
Yeah.
can't say it enough. He's able to, you know, show what he can do.
it's just
unlike
crazy.
unlike before.
Yeah. First time in his career, he's good on the mic.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah. So strange. It's funny because like he still can go in the ring, but he obviously being a heel, you don't have to as much. You can change your style up, and he's making it work. Like how he hung with Briscoe, like it felt just he feels like more than just a high flyer now. Like he felt violent.
Just well-rounded professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, then we get a no DQ match, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford versus Harley Cameron and Anna Jay. Um yeah, basically Harley Cameron and Anna Jay get their noses broken. Uh uh Bane drops Cameron face first on the steel steps. Got the doctor, blood everywhere. Then she does a fate's descent to Anna Jay on a chair. Her nose is hurt. Um yeah, then I did like the ending a little bit. Ford and Bane win with the Doomsday device. Can't
Hmm.
can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
LOD. Um, but yeah, it was kind of a mess of a match. I mean, they got chairs, they got 2x4s. They didn't really like use a lot of weapons. They did do the power bomb, or what was it? Power bomb into the
So
table thing.
yeah, that was probably my favorite spot of the match was where Harley Cameron was trying to put her through the table for like 30 seconds or whatever, and she just couldn't. And Anna Jay was trying so hard, and it made Megan Bain look good because both of them couldn't do it. And Anna Jay had to fight off Penelope Ford for a little bit, and then finally they got that big landing blow on Megan Bain. That was probably my favorite spot of the match.
Yeah. Yeah. It was well done. It built some good suspense.
Yeah, it was satisfying. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like all four of these competitors. Harley Cameron, I think, is the biggest star out of the four. Um, yeah, I kind of hope broken noses was some kind of like storyline, but it didn't seem like it. I don't know. Just
Yeah, it's
so
pretty hard
weird
to
for
fake
both of
that
them.
one. It's pretty hard to fake that.
Both of them,
Yeah.
though. Like, oh, like God, did Harley Cameron have some blood under there that she like squirted up in her nose while she was down? I don't know, man. But she did look
Nah,
like a badass, like you said, Chandler.
Yeah, it made them both look very cool and courageous for standing up and continuing to fight, but also it is like compared the I brought this up before, but the Monet Hater DDT on Sunday, yeah, it was gross and probably a little botch, but like it's an accident. Shit happens, right? And both women walked away fine. Um, this obviously all four women walked away fine, but it's a little weird that both women on the same team had the same injury. And like I kind of just hope it's a cosmic coincidence. Like, it was just two accidents and they'll be better next week, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
Right.
that make Megan Bain the Nia Jax of AEW?
No comment. No comment.
She's not
Oh.
like most girls.
No. She's the mega sis.
But yeah, continuing with focus on the women's division, we show Mercedes Monet arriving in a Cadillac with all of her belts, looking like $1,000,000. Oh my god, love Monet. Then we got a squash match, the Ops versus the Frat House. Didn't know that was a faction. Must be on Ring of Honor, I guess. Um, some guy named Griff Garrison. Who the
Who
fuck
the
is Griff
fuck is
Garrison?
I love that's still a thing.
It was like, oh, it's Preston. See, it was like, oh, this is what Preston Vance has been up to, and Griff Garrison. If I knew who that guy was, that's what that guy's doing. And then they're like, and it's Cole Carter, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And then, you know, it's that ugly word that Jericho hates, but he did kind of botch the entire last bit of it, and that was kind of like, oh man, but it was a fine squash match. The frat party is like silly.
Yeah.
I like their catchphrase, even if we lose, we booze. And their little like their montage or whatever of them hitting the town, and they were like playing darts and they were holding the guys up to it. It was silly. It was cute. It was like, I'm fine with these guys being the new goofballs that Smojo's got to beat someone up. Have them beat up someone in the frat house. I'm fine with it.
Heck yeah.
They were fun. I'll give them that. For some reason, I thought it was a repackaged Premier Athletes when that first came on the big screen. I'm like, who are these people?
Mhm.
But man, bummer about Preston Vance not being an LFI, dude.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
downgrade.
Yeah.
Maybe Jack Perry can join the frat house. That'd be cool.
Oh God. Yeah, that would be cool.
Him and Griff Garrison can do the Spider-Man thing, point at each other.
Oh yeah. If
Oh
it
my
stays
God.
on Ring of Honor, yeah, I'd love it.
But yeah, Hobbs gives all the pledges, Spinebusters, then Vance, then Carter for the win. Dude, Hobbs, he is amazing. In the next 2 years, he better be world champion.
Hmm. Yeah, this was him joining the Ops. I'm kind of forgetting that Hook was ever there to begin
Right?
with. He's just such a better fit. I hate to say it. It was like the Ops felt like it was Joe and Shibata mentoring Hook, and then it's like, oh, Hobbs is there. Now it's just three crazy good guys. Like, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Like I don't know. I like it better. Like, there's less of a story, but I don't care. It's better. I'll have to give up on my Ops Don Callis family at All In, but maybe it'll come later because, as we can clearly see, the Paragon and the Don Callis family are still fighting. But yeah, I don't know. Joe and Hook and Shibata looked like they had fun.
Yeah.
So good for them.
After that, we get a in-ring segment with Jamie Hayter. But before we can figure out what's next for Jamie Hayter, the lights go out. Ooh. They come back on, and it's Tekla. She finally debuts. She takes out Hater.
Oh.
She does this creepy, like, flip around, arch on her back thing, and then flips back over like a spider. And that was it. It was pretty rushed. I think she's cool, but I won't know until I see her in a match or hear her promo.
I'll praise Tekla for making not like the craziest impression, but like a good impression for
Yeah.
such a short amount of time. Especially with, I'm sure that's just her signature pose or whatever. But like, it's one of those things where like, oh, if she can do that, what can she do in the ring? What can she do when she's fighting someone? So kudos to her for doing the best with what she had, but she really didn't have anything at all.
Yeah, I am super over the lights going out, somebody coming up and person just laying there dead. Like, show me the violence. I like the violence.
Yeah, and I think the Bucks kind of killed it dead at Dynasty, where it's like, oh my gosh, Swerve's about to win. Oh, it literally could. Oh, it's the Bucks,
Yeah.
the Bucks. So yeah, yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I'm kind of over it, unless like they give it like 2 years and a
Yeah.
real spooky person does it. But like they don't
Yeah.
really have any spooky people anymore. Malachi's gone. House or whatever. Brody King and
They should
Buddy
do
are
it for
now.
Satnam Singh again.
Okay, it's Hangman Page versus John Moxley at All In. Lights go down. Satnam Singh's in the ring. Whoa! Satnam Singh versus Moxley for Forbidden Door. Book it, Con.
I'm cool with that.
That was how they debuted him, right? I'm not misremembering that. Like,
I don't remember at all. I know
yeah.
the lights out worked for Sting.
I think you're right, Chad. Even though I wasn't watching, I remember people being pretty disappointed and being
Yeah,
like,
it
"Is
was
this
a
the tall
super
guy?"
wet fart. Like, who is this guy? I guess he's kind of big. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
God, now I gotta like look that up. Now I don't want to watch that. But yeah, they rushed the debut of Tekla to go immediately into a Mystico video package. Ooh, formerly Sin Cara in the WWE. He's like the main guy in CMLL now. I guess he's their biggest star. So
Cool.
nothing bad about that. Uh, then we get a TNT title match. Adam Cole defending against Kyle Fletcher. Um, basically, we get a run in from Josh Alexander. Hilarious Cole causes the match to get DQ'd. Yeah, this is where we get that crazy, almost injury botch with that apron power bomb to Cole. Yeah, nothing too great about this match. Oh yeah, Trent and Rocky Romero come out.
Yeah, RPG Vice.
They sure did.
Yeah.
They
Although
sure
I
did.
did get a kick out of Don Callis kind of laughing at the DQ finish. Like, I got him.
Yeah.
But she lost the belt. I don't understand.
But that's kind of interesting because we saw Kyle Fletcher was not into it, but Don Callis was. So maybe this is slowly leading to Fletcher leaving the Callis family, which might be a little too early. But also, the Callis family is really full right now. So
Yeah, and I don't think I think Kyle Fletcher's progressed so much in such a short amount of time. I kind of feel like he's well rounded enough, like he could be his own mouthpiece now. So I think he could definitely thrive on his own.
yeah. Yeah, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, they're not going to put the belt on Fletcher, but like, God, I wish they did. And it's not because I love Fletcher, but
Yeah.
like, I just don't like Adam Cole still. I hate to say it.
I was rooting for Fletcher the whole match.
Hmm.
I really hope they do like Adam Cole and like a 7-way match at All In, and he's just facing all of the Don Callis family members, and like just the Don Callis family implodes, and like they all hate each other at the end of it, and like
Somehow Adam
whoever
Cole walks away with the belt.
Or I would say whoever wins it is who Don Callis just solely manages from then on. Like if Takeshita wins it, he's just solely Takeshita's manager. If Fletcher wins it, he's solely Takeshita's manager, and he's like, or you know what I mean, right? Or Adam Cole does retain, and it's kind of like silly, like oh teehee, all these guys hate each other now, and they didn't even win the belt.
That would be funny.
Man, Fletcher made Cole look like the tiniest little puny man. Especially like I love how he was just trying to intimidate him, like behind him while he did the boom. Like, oh my god, dude. Like,
Yeah, that was a pretty good, well shot too. Just juxtaposition.
like why do you think Cole doesn't want to like put on some meat? He just doesn't have to. Like, I don't need it.
I mean, he's still over, so what he's got sells. So
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't need to because he's still popular enough. I'm sure he still sells enough merch, and I'm sure Tony Khan still likes him. He just put a belt on him, so
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Uh, like I like Adam Cole. I'm glad he's back and not injured, but I don't know, man. He's not compelling. Like I guess I really needed to like dive into the NXT stuff and I need to watch that.
Yeah.
that I feel like I hate saying this, but that's almost like, oh, I should dive into the OT to make the sequel trilogy make more sense. Like, no, the sequel trilogy just sucks for Star Wars, and like it's not gonna make it any better. You know, it's not gonna like fill in blanks. You're just gonna get more mad because you're like, look at him, he was good. I see it. It was right there. Look at that wrestling match. That was a good wrestling match. Why didn't he do
That's
that
fair.
anymore?
That's fair. Very fair.
Yeah. But yeah, they used this run in as an opportunity to kind of go right into the Birdie King Josh Alexander match, which was a qualifier for the international title 4-way against Kenny Omega.
Can we talk
Uh,
about Dynamite being 4 hours next week? Is Fighter Fest typically that long?
no, it's usually
Ugh.
just a 2 hour long. I forgot about that. So
Yeah.
is it starting at 5?
Is I
I
have
don't
no idea. Is my
I don't
DVR
know.
going to cut it off? Am I only going to get to watch 2 hours? Probably.
Probably, yeah. You know how Hulu works, man. They can't get their shit together.
Well, I'll make sure to take really good notes of whatever half you guys don't get to watch. Um, yeah, so it starts at 5:30 Mountain Time. So is that 4:30 our time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 4:30 to
I know it's fine.
8:30. That's
And they
weird.
literally they only have one match, and it's this 4-way, and they only have we'll know two of the competitors by the end of Collision, but
Yeah.
the public knows that there's a 4-hour show next week on Dynamite and only one match with half the participants.
Hell yeah.
Isn't the Portland show a 4-hour thing too?
Is it? Because
That's what I thought.
I was probably gonna go to that. Am I getting a 4? Are we getting a 4-hour? It starts at 4:30.
Ooh.
They advertise it's like a super something. There's a name for it.
Summer
Can't remember.
blockbuster.
Yeah.
That's mostly why I'm going, because I'm like, they gotta do like that's something
Yeah.
big for Tony
Something
Storm, right?
crazy is going to happen.
God, now I want to go. Shit.
Let's talk after when the cameras are off.
Yeah. But yeah, we get this Birdie King Josh Alexander match. At one point, Alexander gives Birdie King a German suplex, but Birdie just lands on Alexander's head and cuts him open, gushing blood everywhere. Uh, King ends up winning with a Gonzo bomb. Uh, yeah, that was a match. It was pretty hard hitting. Like it was. Uh, pretty violent match. Brody King, was always like that. I like Josh Alexander too. I think he's
Yeah.
fitting in okay in AEW. But I'm a huge Brody King fan. I just can't wait for Buddy Matthews to get back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought this match was fine. Glad Brody King won, but something for me just isn't clicking with Josh Alexander. Like something's missing. Like he's very good, but it feels like his heart's not in it. Like it kind of just feels like he's in it for the money. Which,
Yeah.
like, no shame to him. I'm sure he's making a nice stack, but like, man, it's not translating that well, at least to me right now. But I could be wrong.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's a pretty succinct way of putting it. And his booking's not really helping too. He's he hasn't like had a big impact. Like his debut was kind of cool, and I was like, oh, they might do something fun with him. But now it's just been he's kind of in like the heel version of Mark Briscoe, where he's gonna be in a good match and he's gonna lose.
Yeah, losing his first match was bad, and then just becoming one of the guys in the Don Callis family. Like he's
Yeah,
probably the third most important guy in the Don Callis family right now, which isn't even like the most important faction in AEW right now. So that's not like Speedball is just on his own, and he's just having really good matches, and
yeah.
it's propelling Speedball higher up the card, I would say.
Man, I just kind of realized I haven't seen Kevin Knight in a minute.
I think he was injured.
Uh,
I think he got injured like in one of those little matches or one of the 6-man, 4-man matches, but he is coming back soon. So
Nice.
it's not like
okay.
a long term. It's probably like he got a little banged up or concussion or something and he'll be back. I'll look that up.
Love Kevin Knight. I think he's gonna hold a lot of gold in AEW.
Yeah,
But yeah, while you're looking that up, we got Kyle Fletcher in the back. He's upset. I didn't need help. I didn't need help. Uh, him and Adam Cole get into a brawl. They get broken up by security. And then we get the final segment of the night. I'm glad they ended it with the women's division being in the main focus. Um, I can't decide which bookend I liked better. The Hangman Page Swerve Osprey was freaking amazing, but this was also
yeah.
amazing. So, uh, yeah,
I think if Hangman Adam Page, William Osprey, and Swerveland Strickland finished the promo with the dance off, that would have been tops.
too. I'm
Hmm.
so excited. Watching Swag. Kenny's trying to get everyone into it and trying to get Swerve, and Swerve is finally like, okay, like
Yeah, that
It
was,
was
that
a
was
it was a pretty good bit. They got me. I was
yeah.
not of all the music. I would not have expected them to bring back the Pointer Sisters. But you know what? I'm fine with it being a joke now.
Yeah.
yeah, good for them. Oh, but anyway, we got Mercedes Monet. She's got that Owen belt. Doesn't look like she's gonna relinquish that. Uh, she's interrupted by Tony Storm. Tony says Monet arrived 400 and something days ago and has won titles, made history, but never spoke a word to her or looked at her. She says Monet told Anthony Khan this was the one match she wanted. So what took so long? Ooh, yeah, love it. Monet says, patience, patience. It's not about you, it's about my legacy. Monet says she's the Beyonce of pro wrestling. And Tony Storm says she's the Tony Storm of pro wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Dude. Monet says they will have the greatest women's match of all time. Tony says they have so much in common. They've started young, uh, sacrificed on the indies, found success, uh, got trophies, flowers. But when that wasn't enough, they left it all behind to follow their hearts, and they became exactly who they were meant to be. Looked like Mercedes was really agreeing with that, nodding her head. I like that little bit there.
Yeah.
They left WWE is basically what she alluded to. Uh, Tony says Monet wants all the titles, but she only or needs only one. She lived for this, cried for this, bled for this, and I have died for this. The crowd just erupts and Tony chants at that point. Uh, she says, uh, uh, I or you want to ride the money train in the Tony tunnel. I hope you can get deep enough. Monet says, not even your hips are wide enough for the money train. Tony says, in 45 days, we'll meet again in Texas, and a little girl with big dreams will be watching, and she will say, holy shit, these bitches are crazy.
Such a good line.
Mm.
Tony believes that Monet is the greatest of all time, but unfortunately, Monet, Tony Storm is timeless. Oh my god. Uh they both say see you at All In, and they do the whole handshake pull in thing. Tony sniffs Monet and kisses her hand. Monet goes for a moneymaker, but Tony wiggles out. Tony goes for a Storm Zero, but Monet weasels out of that. Monet rolls out of the ring. Tony does her little crazy dance in the ring. Monet's doing her dance, and then Tony rolls around the ring. Oh, God. This was good. I just
Yeah.
hope, I was telling Chad before we went on, that they keep this front and center. It felt like they were just kind of like, oh, yeah, this is happening. We'll get back to this maybe 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. Like, they better keep this rolling.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that, but yeah, I really need more of Monet and Storm interacting with each other. I thought this was a fantastic promo. Um, this is definitely the thing I'm already most interested in with All In. And I really like the story they're telling, which is, yeah, Mercedes Monet is the greatest wrestler in the world. She has all the skills she could ever need, but that might not be enough to beat Tony, because Tony
Yeah.
Storm is, she said it herself. Just go back and watch that Hollywood ending matches. It's one of the most brutal matches we've seen on a large scale. And she's like, I'm willing to do that every day to retain this
Yeah.
title. I really loved the, you need every title you can get, but I only need one. And I've proven why I deserve this title. And she's not wrong, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It's a great
Um,
premise.
yeah, so I really like that, and honestly, I think that's perfectly how Tony Storm will win, and maybe set up a little bit of a crisis of faith for Monet. Maybe after this, she starts
Mm.
losing all her titles, and she has to regain her strength, and maybe it goes to a babyface turn. But if anything, it's just like more interesting stuff for Monet, because it's
Yeah.
not like she's been bad, but she hasn't had a good story, I would say, since she's turned up, or maybe since Statlander. There wasn't a real big story between that anyways. It was just who's the better wrestler,
Yeah.
which is never a bad thing for a feud, but she hasn't had anything to really chomp her teeth into other than good matches, which she's had plenty of. So I hope this Tony Storm is kind of leading into that. and then out of it, we can also see more of it. But I want more of this match. I want this match immediately.
Yeah. Oh, same. And yeah, you bring up a good point. Like Monet's been very interesting, but it's been the same thing over and over again. I'm the CEO. Like it's not really a story so much as just a bunch of catchphrases. So it'd be cool to see her character get some depth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we got a little glimmer of it, kind of, with the Harley Cameron thing. Just a glimmer.
I would say I'm kind of forgetting the Harley Cameron stuff, and I would say the Athena stuff too. Kind of felt like we were
Okay.
getting to a story, but obviously both of those ended very quickly. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have room to breathe on this one. Oh man, yeah, those two ladies are probably two of the biggest stars in women stars in pro wrestling. So
mhm.
um, yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to solidify Tony Storm as Miss AEW.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. No, it's yeah, I hope that's the tack they're taking, which is like we're going all in on Tony Storm, and she's gonna beat Monet just to like really push her into the stratosphere.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean she's already the most compelling performer that I can think of right now, other than Hangman Page. Like, what's going on in WWE? Is anyone like doing what Page
Dave,
and
I don't even check
Storm?
Twitter for WWE updates anymore. I'm so anti WWE right now. It's
Yeah,
honestly funny.
yeah, that's the general consensus. Like even like on What Culture, which I still listen to religiously. There's usually there's Michael Sidrick, who's definitely the AEW guy, then Hamflet, that's the more usually more into WWE, and he's just like, I really like AEW now. I don't care for the other one so much. And it's like, whoa.
There's just like okay, so they are leading up to Money in the Bank. I would get a little bit of intrigue. I think the only thing that could get me to like pay a little attention to WWE is specifically if LA Knight wins Money in the Bank. That's very or like Julia wins Money in the Bank. Like give me someone interesting with that briefcase. I don't want Solo Sikoa to win that shit, but like with everything
You,
they've been doing, Solo Sikoa will win it.
is Logan Paul going to be in it?
He hasn't won a match yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
If he's in a
God,
match, I'm going all in on Logan Paul.
I'm just so fucking sick of Logan Paul. But like I've
Yeah.
said that before, so no need in just it's a dead horse. Logan Paul is a shitty wrestler. He's not even a wrestler. He's a spot monkey. What was I gonna say? They're just like, what are they doing with Gunther? Oh my god, they had Gunther praise Logan Paul the other day. I legit had to turn it off because I got so mad. What are they doing to Gunther? Are they bullying him? I legit like it's kind of pissing me off. They just had Vakur lose the fucking. Oh my god, we haven't talked about this. Ricky Saints and Stephanie Vakur lost their titles. Did you hear that, Dave?
What?
They both
Already?
did. Yes, Ricky Saints lost to Ethan Page.
Ah.
Are you kidding me?
That means they're getting called up.
Well, yeah, but still, like, I don't. The main roster ain't doing so hot. I don't
Yeah.
trust them to book
Nah.
Stephanie Vakur.
That's giving me like Bobby Roode feelings.
At least I wasn't watching NXT, so I'm not gonna pretend. But like, she was having good matches and she was dominant, right? Like, I was fine with that. But, what else? I'm just so sick of
So,
WWE right now. Genuinely, like all of it. This Cena run is just so sad.
oh God, dude, it is disgusting. Like, I try to keep track, a little bit here, a little bit there, but like,
Hey, I did get a kick out of R-Truth doing the 5 moves of doom. That was pretty funny. And coming out to John Cena's music.
Yeah, he did. He did John Cena's presentation better than John Cena.
oh man, uh,
Um,
So why do I keep seeing the headline that WWE has spoiled the Vikingo Chad Gable match?
No, they spoiled something else. So, they labeled Chad Gable versus Hijo de Vikingo as a match for the AAA title, or not? The AAA World Title or whatever.
Mega.
El Patron has that title still,
Oh shit!
and there actually is a match between Patron and Vikingo for the title coming up. So,
Oh,
I wonder who's gonna win.
yeah.
wow.
I think that Worlds Collide show is going to be so dog shit. Like, it's going to be so terrible, but it might be a real fun watch. I'm trying to think because I do hear some random WWE stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? But I just can't think of anything right now. It's just stinky.
Keep reading that the Wyatt Six are just terrible. They're back.
Um,
They're just
I
not.
think a big issue with them is like
Hmm.
they're spooky heels or spooky faces. They're spooky wrestlers, right? And if you have your spooky wrestlers on every show, and especially if your spooky wrestlers losing a lot, they lose any aura they ever had. It's what happened to the Wyatts. So they're trying to prevent that. And also, I think Bo Dallas had an injury. So it was kind of both of those where they're like, nah, we don't really want them on TV if we don't have Bo Dallas. And we don't really want to overexpose them, but that still doesn't really mean that they've been doing much. Well, like the plan for Mania was to do Judgment Day versus the Wyatt Six, but like, you just don't have Bo Dallas in it. Why couldn't you still have done it? Right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. And then literally, I was like, I'm not going to go to this AEW show just because it's bad timing. I think I move out of my apartment 2 days afterwards. But with all this counter programming they've been doing, like
Dude.
deliberately to AEW, I hate to say it, I'm kind of like, I really want to support AEW right now. Like, even despite all this Moxley shit, it's just a better company.
yeah.
I hate to say it. Oh, that was the other thing. Did you hear? So you know how they have a bunch of like wrestler or not celebrities on Raw just to like be in the crowd and they do something corny. They do it a lot on Netflix. Did you hear who they just had
No.
on Raw? They just had comedian Tom Segura, who I used to be a fan of. Do you know how Tom Segura feels about wrestling?
No.
He's literally gone on his podcast and gone, all wrestling fans are the hard R, the R word for mentally challenged people. And he has like a whole 3-minute bit where he's like, they're all stupid and they all think it's real and da 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 da. And he's like, it's like really like vicious, like it's real mean, and it's like he's got a real chip to grind. And it's like, oh, we'll just bring him in, and you see every single picture of him there, he just looks miserable. So it's like, why would you bring this guy? Well, it's because they don't care. They just want celebrity. But why would you
Yeah.
bring this guy who's actively like talked shit about wrestling in general, and you bring him on the show? And he looks the whole time like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
man.
a WWE is going to get fixed, though, right? You hear the latest rumors?
That's not. He doesn't have enough money. He does not have enough money. No, that is not happening.
I just want it to happen because sometimes I just want to watch the world burn. Just like that was weird.
That would be the death of WWE, which is like, I don't think that like where they're going now, I don't think WWE is going to die. It's just going to get bad again. And it's just, I mean, it's already bad now, but it's going to get to a point where most people are going to see it's bad again. And then it'll just kind of like taper off, but they'll still hold it in the status quo. Legit, if Vince bought it back, it would die. But you know what? Maybe WWE needs to die. I can't believe I never thought I would have said that when we started this podcast, but I
Yeah.
kind of feel it, you know?
Even 6 months ago, it's been a quick
Even
escalation.
2 months ago,
Like
even
that-
after Mania.
That escalated quickly over the last month or two.
I think it's everything they've done with Gunther. Like, honestly, I really don't like, because what was really, really, really annoying me about WWE was not just Logan Paul. It was the fact that every Logan Paul match, I had to listen to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole both go, he's a great wrestler. We all need to respect him. We all need to love him. He's the future of this company. And it's like, I don't want to, like, AEW, nobody does that. Even if they did it for Ospreay, like, Ospreay's the greatest wrestler in the world. He's the future of this company. It's Ospreay. I'll give him that. But like, it's fucking Logan Paul. Like, I don't want to hear this. And then Gunther being like, "Oh, you're a great wrestler. Oh, I can't do what you do." I'm gonna throw up.
Ew.
So yeah.
Ew.
Anyways, want to talk about Collision?
Yes, you've been teasing it, and I have not looked up spoilers. I am interested.
Okay, first match. Claudio defeats Commander to earn a spot in the AEW International Championship match. That's it. Tony Schiavone interviews FTR and Stokely Hathaway, but it was interrupted by CMLL stars Templario and Atlantis Jr. FTR tried to attack, but the CMLL wrestlers actually stood tall. Good for them.
Yay!
Legitimately, this is the most shocking conclusion on the show because I saw Takeshita, Romero, and Beretta versus Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Ishii. And I was like, oh my God, that's the biggest Don Callis loss of all time because Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero there. You just pinned them. But apparently the Callis family beat Paragon and Ishii in a trios match, which, like, I would say stop. Like, I don't like the Paragon, but I don't think they should be losing this much, especially against a team that has, like, I know Takeshi's on it and he's my baby.
But you can pin Trent Beretta and
that's what they're there for. Did you guys hear the unfortunate, devastating news with Takeshita?
No.
Yeah, married.
Yeah, damn it! I lost my chance.
Yukazaki. I did not know.
Good for him.
They kept it real tight-lipped.
Good for her, really.
Yeah. It was pretty cute because Takeshita was like, he had like a Twitter post and it was like, I don't typically share anything, but I'm sharing my family. And it was like a little cute picture of like their hands in the sand and their wedding rings. And then they had the little dog paw. And then Kyle Fletcher responded and was like, what the hell? Because on Twitter, they basically joked that they're lovers. And then Yuka responded to him and said, you're my rival. So it was all cute. It was all fun.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so Takeshita, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta beat Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Ishii, which, like, I'm sure the match was a 1-on-3 match, but even I wouldn't book that. Even I wouldn't say, oh yeah, Takeshita should beat all three guys by himself. That's a little crazy, even for me. And then obviously Okada beat Bowens. They don't really have much after the fact, which is a little disappointing, but hopefully that's a good match. There was a pull-apart brawl backstage involving Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay.
Ooh,
oh, shit.
Interesting.
That's all I get. That's all we know.
Do I have to watch this?
I mean, Hechisero's in the main event, so why not? Mina Shirakawa bounced back from her loss at Double or Nothing with a win against Sky Blue. Julia Hart attacked Mina afterwards. Timeless Tony Storm ran out to make the save. So that'll be a fun tag team match.
Yeah, well.
Gates of Agony squashed a local Jabroni team. Good for them. LFI, the Beast Mortos, Roosh, and Dralistico went over Top Flight and Air Fox in a trios match. And then Mascara Dorada defeated Hechicero to earn the final spot in Kenny Omega's international title defense at Fyter Fest. So a little disappointed that Hechicero isn't there. But yeah, so.
Yeah, cool. I'm all in on CMLL now, dude. AAA means nothing to me.
I genuinely, them, like, how the hell do you have Patron as your top champion in current year? Like, come on, guys.
Read the room.
Anyways, are you guys excited? It's the first ever episode inauguration of Dynamite. Because if you remember Dyna Nitro, where we cataloged the end of Nitro coinciding with Dynamite passing it, we were talking about doing Raw just for funsies, just to continue, because it's fun doing this. And let me tell you, just piercing through it, this will be this is like, remember how we started with Nitro and it was like peak bad Nitro, and it was like 30-second matches and like Viagra on a pole, like it was all that, and then it got boring. We're like peak Attitude Era. So this is all wacky. So this is going to be fun. We're on the road to. So this is WWF Raw is War 295 because we're on Dynamite 295. We're just going to correlate it for fun.
Cool. I like it.
It is January 12th, 1999. This was in Beaumont, Texas at the Montaigne Center, and I actually had 7,400 people in attendance. And it was broadcasted on the January 18th. So all of these were delayed. And commentary was actually Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole. So
wow.
So we'll try doing the time limit. We'll just see how it goes. A lot of these are similar. I'll give you that hint. But in the first ever match of Dynamite, WWF Hardcore title match, the Road Dogg, who was the champion, defeats Gangrel. How long did this one go?
Come on, Chad. I know what you want to say.
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
Not too far off.
420.
5:55. The nice little iron burner. Billy Gunn, funny, we talked about him earlier, defeats Test by DQ. How long did this one go?
112.
Ooh, that was close to what I was going to say. I was going to say 1 minute, 9 seconds.
5:16.
Long
one. Billy, come on, Billy Gunn's a workhorse. Steve Blackman defeats Dan Severn, also by DQ. How long did this one go?
420.
Nice. 333.
231. We got to feel out, it took a while for Nitro to get the 504 because 504 was like still pretty consistent on the last couple episodes. So we got to find that. And then a non-title hardcore match still ended in a DQ. Mankind defeats the Big Boss Man by DQ. We had 3 DQs in a row. Was the Attitude Era garbage? And we just kind of not we, because I wasn't alive for this, but people just didn't notice because Stone Cold and The Rock. Is that what I'm figuring out?
Possibly.
Anyway, 3rd DQ match in a row. How long did it go?
343.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
5:17.
Balls!
No.
This one's funny. Okay, so this one's a 2-on-1 handicap match. China defeats Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson. Spoiler alert, this is the longest match on the show. So it's longer than 5:55. How long did it go?
7:57.
8 minutes, 24 seconds.
Booyaka, booyaka, 619. Booyaka,
Nice.
booyaka. That's the time. It was 6:19. Next up in the winner gets head match.
Al Snow.
Yeah, Al Snow defeats Goldust. How long did it go?
4:13.
Ooh.
3:36. We actually have to clarify this. People might not know what head is because Al Snow wasn't a huge. Come on, I got a point. Al Snow wasn't a huge wrestler, and we typically talk about AEW. So if you don't know, head was a mannequin head that a wrestler called Al Snow carried around, and it was like his gimmick. And so people would steal head and cause all sorts of shenanigans. Of course, it was cinema. Finally, this one doesn't even have a time. I guess it just never started. It was a singles match, Kane versus The Rock, and The Rock had Ken Shamrock, Shane McMahon, Test, the Big Boss Man, and Vince McMahon, and it ended in a no contest. But we don't even get a time for that.
Huh.
So, you know what? I'm already loving Dynamite. I think it's already going to be a fun program.
So this is right before Valentine's Day Massacre, where the Big Show debuted.
Oh yeah.
I watched that on YouTube the other day. He
Was
throws
it fun?
Austin through the cage, and Austin wins the match because he escaped.
That was a good finish. That's like one of the
Yeah,
few times the escape the cage match finish was actually good. Oh, uh, did you guys? So on Saturday night's main event, right? They had Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest in a steel cage, and the whole time Jesse
saw that.
Ventura was on commentary. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, it was funny because he was like, "Oh, you can't. You have to win it in the ring with
Yeah.
a pinfall." Da 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 da
What
da.
is this horseshit?
Yeah, and then Damian Priest walked out and he got very mad. And people are like, first, people are like, oh, I guess he hasn't watched WWE in 20 years. But people were doing the leave the cage rule like when he was wrestling. So it was just kind of like either he's just being a heel and amping it up or he just forgot, but it was just funny, anyways.
Yeah. I think he was trying to make a point because he was like, that is bullshit. Like, he's like, at least climb it.
I do hate the escape the cage finish. I think it's very rarely done well. The only one that I can remember off the top of my head is actually the one with FTR and Daniel Garcia with the House of Black. That one was pretty good because it was a genuine struggle for the baby faces to win. And then it was like, oh, Cash got out, but Danny Garcia and Dax Harwood are still in there. So now it's a 3-on-2. Like it was built pretty well.
Yeah.
But that was like one random ass collision match that nobody remembers. Anyways.
That was the main event.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry. That was it.
Gotcha. Dude, I was so mad when the Giant defected from WCW. I was so fucking mad.
Hmm.
I was like, he's their Andre the Giant. Like, what?
It's the wall, brother.
Ugh. Yeah, man. I'm gonna
You
really
don't even.
enjoy these Ronamites.
Right?
Yeah, I think they're going to be just silly enough.
We need to play the how many people on this card are currently or have been in AEW.
Oh, I like that. Just random guess. How many of these people have or are still in AEW?
Young and Dustin Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And they're still
Absolutely
wrestling.
nutty.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dustin Rhodes was on the last pay-per-view.
let's see. Jeff Jarrett. I think he might have been back in WCW at that point. Yeah, I think he was. But yeah, pretty nutty. Yeah, that's fun. I really missed doing that.
Yeah, it's a good segment. Glad you brought it back.
Yeah.
Well, it's back, baby, and better than ever.
Yep. Oh, cool. Well, gentlemen, I think we talked about it all.
Yeah, we just got to talk about what's next.
Ooh.
The threat is finally happening next Monday. We will be reviewing WrestleMania 32.
Yay. It's been so long, I might have to watch it again.
Oh,
remember-
that's a blessing.
I don't remember any of it.
Oh, I'm so excited. And I will say, as an apology to the Grapple-Sauce viewers, I am announcing my next 4 retro views right now because it's gonna take a while. Because we'll probably have, we'll have mine, and then Dave and Chad. Because I want to do all
and
of
some
mine.
pay-per-views.
Yeah, I want to do all of mine after All In because I want to do every single Kenny Omega versus Okada match.
Ooh.
And I want to do, and that's
Ooh.
my apology for making us review WrestleMania 32. We're gonna do every single Okada Omega match in order because I think I am probably very few wrestling fans that's going into Omega Okada at All In, and I've never seen one of their previous matches, and I've always wanted to. I've just never gotten around to it. So I think that'll be a really fun thing to do afterwards. And it'll be like the DDP Randy Savage quadrility where it's like, well, it might take a little while, but we will get back to it. So
Cool. Good shout. I like it.
All right, I got to figure out how to get New Japan matches. It'll probably be on YouTube.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking after All In, we have 45 days for this, so we got time. But
yeah, cool. I like it. I'm gonna keep going with my DDP matches.
and you're gonna do
Everyone I can think of.
DDP versus Sarah, the Undertaker's wife.
Nice.
Yeah, my next three are DDP, Jay Leno versus Hogan Bischoff, then DDP Malone versus Hogan Rodman, and then there's a really good DDP Raven feud that happened in WCW that I want to cover that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. I'm just stuck on DDP. He was great. Like, he was good. But cool. Yeah. I think we've covered everything. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Don't forget to do a random wrestling maneuver to the like button, and then do a completely different random wrestling maneuver to the subscribe button, and leave a damn comment.
Yeah.
Please. I said the P word. Please.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Chandler. Thank you, Chad. This is a good
Dave.
one. Good to have you back, Chandler. And cool. All right. Doing that old thing that I do. Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Well,